that's how you can find me on social media. But the movement is really just geared on love. I started the movement in 2015 when Tyshawn Lee was executed. And I just felt like we are so desensitized to murder. Even a child being murdered shouldn't be something that is like, oh man, that's really messed up. Like, I knew then I wanted to be a part of the solution, so I formed the movement.
And so, I know that was a big story, still is, but I see what you're saying, like a lot of people for the moment, you get it, like, oh, that's sad, and move on in their life. So you kind of feel like, no, this is a serious problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it really starts, not so much even in the homes. I think the environment as a whole is responsible for like things that happen in the community. Because people always ask me like, do you think you can stop the crime rate? And I just, no. I don't think that I can stop people from getting killed. Do I think that we can reduce the crime rate? Yeah, absolutely. I do believe in this.
So now you're the CEO of Hugs No Slugs, your movement. Can you tell us how that, well, you told us how that was started. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So what I do with the movement, originally all I wanted people to do was just wear a shirt that said, let the kids grow up, put their guns down, Hugs No Slugs. But then I started thinking like, well, if I sell the shirts, then I could do things like for the kids, like for the community. So I just started like going on like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a brand page of just selling the shirts. So once I got to a certain amount of money, I was just like, I need to do something. So I want to go like a big event, I want to have Dilo there, I want the kids to come out and be able to be safe and have fun and eat good. And then once I did it, and I saw the success in it, and how happy the children were, and how safe they were, I was really just encouraged like, oh man, I'm about to take off. Like, it's Hugs No Slugs is going to be all over the world. Like, this is what I'm going to always do. I'm going to always figure out a way to incorporate love into the hood, into the community, into Chicago, because this is not the type of thing that you see on the news. You don't see anything positive going on in Chicago. And because the news is not following me around every day, I always have my phone and I'm always recording. Like, if I can go feed the homeless today and I can post it on my social media, somebody else will sit and they'll be like, well, how can I help you? And that's the goal. Like, I want the community to be responsible for the change.
So what does a typical day look like for you? I know from your Instagram, it's like every day you're out there, helping the community. So what is a typical day look like? When you wake up, time, and if you sleep, what does it look like?
Well, I do go to sleep. It's always pretty late, but I do go to sleep. So normally when I wake up, I'm always kind of like scattered because I don't use my planner. Because like the planner doesn't matter, because as soon as the world knows I'm woke, like Alita, can you be over here? I have meetings. Then I have to always try to figure out how to incorporate homework and take my children out. Then it's just certain things that I have set that I'm trying to work on. Like, for example, I'm working on a meeting with the aldermen, like from 51st and Austin to 87th and Austin, because I want to do a hood shutdown. I'm trying to put together a march as big as the Women's March. So I have to contact all of the aldermen and set up days where we can meet. And I'm also working on the gun turn-in. So what that means is that I'm trying to buy guns off the street. So in order to do that, I want to first erase the theory of guns being recycled back onto the street. So the only way to do that is to have that meeting where the people responsible for disposing of guns will tell the people where the guns are going to go. Because if they're not willing to do that meeting, I'm not willing to do the gun either.
Right.
So that's another thing that I'm working on. So I'm always in meetings every single day. I'm in at least two to three meetings every day. And then every night I go out and do appointments. So yeah. Always trying to figure out a way to tackle something. And in between then, people get killed. And then my attention has to go there. But I'm only one person, so I try to get as much done within 24 hours as I can. And nothing is ever done. So it just rolls over to the next day.
Exactly. So what has the response been as far as just the people, you work with and helped out, or people who see you working? What has the response been as a whole?
Well, I've had a lot of people from all over the world, recognize the movement and recognize my efforts. The community concerned, everybody is not doing it for the right reasons. There are some activists that feel like we're in a competition, but how could you compete when you do something that's free? Like, there should be no competition in activism. Like, if you want to be the better activist, I salute you. Like, let me see how can I get on your team. You can do everything that I do, as much as I do, as consistent as I am, as loyal and genuine as I am, better than me, then show me the way. Like, I want to be on your team. Don't try to be on mine. Like, open the door for me. So it's just like, you experience those type of things. You experience people that are doing where cameras are, watching. Me personally, I've never called the news to any of my events. Like, we just kind of like happen to be there. Or, for example, you reached out to me, so it's just like, I think the more consistent and genuine you are in the work just gets recognized. And more people begin to appreciate you, more people begin to get involved and get encouraged. And to me, that's what it's all about, because my movement would only be a hashtag if it wasn't for people like you, or people like your assistant, or people that live in the community, or people that live up north and out west, and Rosa. Like, the community is really what made the movement what it is today. Because I've never got any government funding. I've never written a grant. I'm not 501c3. I have a t-shirt. I sell my t-shirt. I save the money. I put my ideas on Instagram and on Facebook, and we the people bring it to
Are
life.
rolling. So with all that being said, what do you think about the current state of Chicago right now?
I think the current state of Chicago is really sad. And I think that it's sad because of the way we think. I think that the only way to change anything that's going on is to be able to tap into the way that people think. Because of everything that people have been exposed to, such as violence, drugs, gangs, this is what they're accustomed to. So this is the life that they know how to live. So I can't expect them to stop doing what they're doing if I can't replace that with something else that they're going to be successful at. So until we can tackle that issue, it's going to remain to be exactly how it is, which is very sad. So on my end, I'm going to continue to work endlessly on trying to implement love and positivity into the community by getting people that live into these communities involved, where they can see really positive results and see that they can get a lot of respect and appreciation for doing something positive. So that's just what I'm doing on my end. I think that unifying is important. We do not do that enough. Even with organizations, like, for example, Hugs No Slugs. I can't tell you about every organization in Chicago because I just move with my spirit. Whatever needs to be done, I try to figure out a way to do it. I get to it. I make sure it's done. Boom. I don't wait on this organization, but I would definitely love for us to unify. That way, we can show the people we are doing it, so you can do it. And I think that that's a big piece to the puzzle. Unity is a big piece to the puzzle. We lack that in our communities.
Okay. So I've seen a picture that Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Is he down with the movement?
And you know what? Eddie Johnson is a great person. I respect him more so as a person than I do as an officer. However, if Eddie Johnson ever breaks bad, he knows that I'm going to be right on him. I got a lot of love and respect for Eddie as a person. He is very supportive of the movement. There's certain things that I didn't like that Eddie did. Just something as small as a meeting that he held at the police station involving community citizens and activists, that he was only supposed to be there for 30 minutes. Now, the meeting was from 3:30 to 5:30. And if you think that everybody in this room is important, then how could you leave in 30 minutes? And my first time meeting him, I said that to Eddie Johnson. And he said, you know what, cancel my meeting, I'm going to stay. And he actually ended up staying until 6:30 because that's how long the meeting went over to. And I had to let him know at that point, you gave my respect. Because you had no idea that anybody at this table was going to hold you accountable for what time you tried to leave. So this couldn't have been something that was premeditated or designed. Like, this was something that was abrupt and it happened, and I respect you for that. And just moving forward, like, he has been really trying to be the change. As a police officer, he has a lot of stress, as not a police officer, but as a superintendent, it's a lot of stress on him, and he is ill, he does need a kidney, and I think that he's doing a great job. And as long as he supports the movement and supports the people and uphold the law and uphold and respect his position as a superintendent and hold his officers accountable, I always respect him. I don't think our officers are bad. The ones that are righteous, they deserve praise. The the ones that are bad, they deserve to go. And I'm like that with anything. Like, whether you live in the hood, whether you're in the office, I'm gonna hold you accountable if you're wrong. I would expect people to do me the same way. And Eddie Johnson knows I'm holding everybody accountable.
Right.
From him on down.
So I gather a lot of information from Instagram, and I see every night you're out with the homeless. But where do you do it at?
So here's a funny story. So my little brother got locked up because he had like a warrant, or something. And I went to the police station to like try to get him out. And I noticed that like 25 people were living in there. I'm talking about blankets, boxes. They just like lined up around the walls, just like sleep on the floor. And I was just like, in my mind, I know that the police are not supposed to let them do that. But because they did, I said, well, man, if the police can house them, I can feed them. So then I told the police officer, I was like, can I speak to a sergeant? And the guy was like, I am a sergeant. I was like, I want to feed the homeless people that live in here for the rest of the month. And I guess maybe he thought like I was just playing, like I wouldn't be able to do it. And he was like, all right. So then I came every single day. Subway, Checkers, chicken and fish, pizza, soul food, whatever I was wanting to eat that day, I brought it for them. And like, toward the end of the month, like on the 28th, I started getting really emotional because so I started getting really emotional because I had established a relationship with people. And it was over, you know, the 28th is the end of the month. So I was just like, I'm abandoning them. Like I built a relationship with them, I've been treating them really good, and now I'm just gone. Like I can't do it like that. Like there has to be a weaning process. So I reached out to the captain, the sergeant, the commander, Eddie. I said, I need more time. I cannot abandon them. Just let me feed them until the weather breaks. And Johnson said, you got it. I said, Jesus. So I would be there on 51st and Woodward every night between 10 and 12 at the time. I like to get them time to load up because I don't like to miss anybody. So 10 o'clock is normally what time they open the doors and let them come in. So I'm there normally about 10:15, 10:30. And like they are so nice.
How do they respond to you?
They love me. They love me. And they really appreciate me. And what they don't know yet, what they don't know is that this is more than just a feed. Right now, I am trying to show people that this is how you go into change. First, you have to establish a relationship. You have to get to know the person. You have to figure out what the root issue is. That's the only way you can change what's going on in their lives, if they want to change. So right now, I'm just establishing a relationship and loving on them and feeding them. So now when I bring material and classes and cleanup, they're more receptive to it because they believe in me and they trust in me and they know that I'm real and genuine and they know that I really just want to help them. So I'm more susceptible of having a success story behind the feed. So that's the agenda, is to help them in the long run, not just feed them in the police station.
And so does anyone like stand out from?
Yes. I really try not to have favorites.
Right.
I swear I love every single one of them, and I remember majority of their names. I remember the names of those who told me that.
Right.
But Miss Gwen and Johnny, they stand out because Johnny is just like really theatrical and dramatic, and he's just like, Alita, you late. You supposed to be here at 10 o'clock. And I'm looking at Johnny like, Johnny, I do not have time tonight. Not tonight, Johnny. And then Miss Gwen will come up like, I need some toothbrushes and soap. Miss Gwen like taking baths. So Miss Gwen said that. I said, thank you, Miss Gwen. I'm going to make sure that anytime you want to take a bath, I got soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, socks, towel, all of that stuff. I keep all of that stuff in my car now because of Miss Gwen. So I'm always looking for Miss Gwen. I'm always looking for Johnny. And everybody else is just, you know, they just follow like, hey, Alita, it's good to see you. I'm just like, hey, y'all. And it was so funny because, like, on the day that was supposed to be the last day, I did soul food. I had went out and bought the food. I took my personal donation because sometimes people send me money like, this is for you. I want you to have this. You give so much, I just want this for you. So I got like probably $300 in like personal donations. And I was just thinking like, I want to take my money and make sure that they have a good meal. It's going to be my last time being with them. This is when I have accepted the last day.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna make them soul food. I'm just gonna be a real VA for them. So I went out and bought all of this food, linked up with some of my friends, shout out to Anthony, and we cooked all the food. It was the bomb. I made the police officers who allowed me to come in there and take care of them for the duration of that month. I made them their own separate pans. Now I'm putting greens, macaroni and cheese, baked chicken. And then as I was feeding them, they was crying and telling me how nice I was and how they haven't seen somebody like that in a really long time. And it was just, it was really emotional for me. And I just couldn't let that be it. So I'm still there every night. By the grace of God,
I'm sure they're ecstatic.
I mean, you would have literally thought that I was gone for a long time. Like, I literally came back the next day. Like, I never missed a beat. Like, I sent Eddie Johnson that message that night, and he responded the next day. I was back in there that night, and they were so happy. Like, you would have thought like I took a huge break. I was just gone for it. I wasn't even gone. Like, I came back at the exact same time I would normally come back, and they was running out the door, screaming and giving me hugs. And I was just like, this is what's missing. Like, this impact that I made on them in 30 days. Just imagine if we was doing this all around Chicago. It wouldn't be room for crime. And that's just, I believe in that. I see it. So I just know, like, as long as I keep going, I went from sharing my video to getting 200 views, to getting 10,000 views, 26,000 views. Now it's like every time I post something, people are just chiming in, trying to figure out, like, could they donate anything? Can I donate money? No, how about could you come out, please? Like, I would rather you be here than you give me your money. Like, it's cool if that's all you can really do. But if you can't come out, I would rather you come out. Meet the people. See them. Face them. Look at them. Don't just give me money to take care of them. Come help me. I want you to be a part. I want you to go home feeling like you made a difference in Johnny's life. You made a difference in our life. Mrs. Cedric's life. Mrs. Gwen life. You did that. I want them to be going home with you so that you can carry on and continue to do it. It's easy for me to just pay you some money and have you do the work, but if I bring the issue to you and you actually see these are your people, they are suffering, how could you ignore that? You won't. It's just natural. It's not a natural being to just do it.
Right. So, do you do this? I know do you have like an official team or like the Hugs No Slugs, or do you just like come on to people? I don't want to say a lot of people come to you, but so you don't have like an official like.
No, like the city is really continuing. I like to lead a door open and give people opportunities to do what their spirit is telling them to do. I am in the process of establishing a board just because I have to have one for the 501c3. If I was never going to do the 501c3, then I wouldn't have one because I don't want this. This is not a typical traditional organization. This organization is really from the blood, so to speak. Like, everything that has ever happened in this organization is because the community got involved. So I wanted to always be that. And the more you put things on paper, the more it just really gets away from being real. So, but like I said, I am getting 501c3 because I have people in like Argentina and Africa that wants to donate, but they can't donate because they can't write it off. And I just don't want the movement to miss blessings or these big donations that can help us continue to work. So that's the only reason I'm getting 501c3. But yeah, the movement is the people's movement, so I let the people, join in. I don't want anybody on the board that I can't trust. I don't want to give you a position and then you're unable to fulfill it, and then it makes the movement look bad. Whereas people can just come and go as they please. It's volunteer work. Nobody is getting paid for it. I can't pay anybody to do what I do every day.
So let's talk about events. What events have you had already?
I've done a lot. So I do back to school events where I give away book bags, full of school supplies. I have barbers and hairstylists donate their time and their skills to getting kids ready to go back to school by giving them, free hairstyles. I also have Dilo come out and dance with the kids like a little turn up.
I would say he's a great, he's really involved.
Yeah, he's really involved with my movement. Like, whenever I call Dilo and tell I'm doing a talent show, I'm doing a back to school event. He'll fly in from wherever he is and come do the event. He never charges me anything. He's just really all about yeah, he really so I've done like gun buyback programs. I did a GD program last year. I always do something involving kids. Like I just completed my second annual Black History Month talent show. But this year we took over Hyde Park High School. Me and one of my friends, Stefania, we joined together. We did a basketball game on Saturday, and on Sunday we did a talent show. And so we just like took over hosting for the illustrator. Just trying to save some children. I just feel like if we can give kids a safe, recreational, educational place to be, then we just save their life. Like they don't have to be outside trying to figure it out. So I was literally just at the park. My son had asked me to climb a tree. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he woke up and he asked me, Mom, can you climb a tree? And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, what kind of dreams you just had about to climb a tree? So I thought about it like, you know what? I did climb a tree back in the day. I'm gonna go back to that tree and try to climb it again. So we get to the park. Now this is Brainerd Park. This is where I grew up at. And they boosted me up in the tree. Mommy. So I'm stretching and I'm getting right in this tree. I'm climbing up in the tree. My earring fell out. By the time I actually get into the tree to hold on, they started shooting. And it was crazy because my little brother was recording. When I walked up to the park, we was the only ones there. I don't even know where the shots came from, but I jumped out that tree so fast. I was just so happy I kept my promise and got in that tree. But it ended in us running towards the park. So it's just like, with stuff like that, how could I let up? How could I stop protesting and preaching to the community about accountability? How could I stop trying to save children with holding these events that keep them safe? How could I stop trying to get guns out the street? How could I stop trying to wake the mentality up from being enslaved and just always feeling oppressed, and not proactive enough in the community? So it's just like, the more bad things happen, it's discouraging, but it also encourages me and inspires me to push harder.
Because that's what I feel like we need more of. People like you, and it starts with just one idea, and people should just put it out there. And that's how most clubs got started. That's how I started the theNSider. Because I want to show Chicago and positive light. People of Chicago is all outlet.
And we definitely need that. Yeah, we definitely need that positive light on the things that are positive happening in Chicago. Because when you turn on the news, you'll hear about 13 people killed, 11 shot. You're not going to hear about a Hyde Park takeover where 2 individuals took over an entire school for the weekend, running through the halls with D-Lo, performing, like seeing talented children. And Eddie Johnson actually reached out and asked could he come to the event. And he was there, and so did the deputy mayor.
Wow.
The lady responsible for closing down 50 schools. I actually got to meet with her at her house, and I had to explain to her what she did from my perspective. When you close down 50 schools over here and put those people that's from this community in schools over here in this community, now you just build a project.
Exactly.
So you have to take responsibility for the crime rate.
Right.
And she told me that she never looked at it from that perspective. And she also said, how could I ever understand that perspective if people like you with that perspective won't talk to me? And I said, well, what would you like to do moving forward? And she asked me, what could she do? And then I invited her to the talent show. I wanted her to see what I've done without any help from the government, with hope that they would want to get involved. And she actually kept her word and she came. And she brought her family. So I feel like that was a step. Because she didn't have to come.
Exactly. She could have said it and not.
But she came. So moving forward.
That speaks volumes of Georgia. Because people, for people to keep their words, to have, the status, that's big. That's big. And then I feel like people just talk to you right now, to your hearts, to your passion about helping them. So, of course, I'm not surprised that she came, actually.
guys outside with their mixtape and they selling it or they're passing it out. Like that's how I am with the movement. I'm driving all around Chicago, selling my t-shirts, taking pictures with it. People see the shirt. Oh, how can I get a shirt? Now I'm driving wherever they are, wherever they are. Next thing you know, everybody has a shirt. Everybody knows about the movement. My social media, every day I look up, I have 100 new followers, 100 new people trying to figure out how to get involved. It's overwhelming, but I'm just like, yes, it's working, it's working, it's working. So I'm never gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. Like I'm addicted to lifestyle. I'm addicted to change. I'm addicted to love, and I want love to be just as popular as death and hate. So if I can be one of those people that makes that consistent and that's popular, then that's enough for me. I'll be happy with that.
And you're doing it. You're doing it.
I am trying.
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna ask next. So what's next for Aleta Clark and Hugs No Slugs? Just what's next for you?
Well, hopefully a vacation is next. Vacation. I've never been on a vacation, so that would definitely be nice. But that is not what's next.
Like ever?
Never, ever. My whole life, I've never been on vacation.
Wow.
But I look forward to it whenever God decides.
Perfect.
Well, actually, right now what I'm working on is a accountability march where I want to shut down the hood from 51st and Halsted to 87th and Halsted. So right now I've reached out to all the aldermen that those communities, and I'm trying to get the permit because I want to take the streets down. I want us to take our streets back. And the only way we can do that is by waking up the hood, letting them know you have to stop waiting until it hits home before you decide to get involved. You have to be consistent with what's going on and finding solutions and accountability now. This type of thing can't happen in that block. And I want to say that, I want to yell that through the streets of the hood. I don't want to go downtown. That everybody goes downtown. I want to go right where it's happening at in the hood, and I want to get the hood involved. I want to wake the hood up, and I want it to be nationwide. Because, like I said, the government isn't sponsoring anything. So after I get that national exposure, everybody from celebrities to everybody is going to want to get involved in the movement. And that way I won't even need the government's assistance. We will be the ones, we the people will be the reason that this is out there. It's not that people are dead, that's why we're here.
Right.
We want to stop it from happening, that's why we're here. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm shooting to do that march in the middle of May. I want to do it for Memorial Day because a lot of things happen on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I lost a friend on Memorial Day. I know one of my really close friends, thank God she's still living, she was shot on Memorial Day. So if I can do it on Memorial Day and get that big number, because I'm in correspondence with the women who organized the Women's March here in Chicago.
Yes.
And I was part of that. So I have had meetings with those individuals. And as long as I just dedicate the time and effort and work that they put into the Women's March, I'm definitely almost 98% sure that we can have the same accountability march. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. And as I said earlier, I'm working on a gun buyback program, which means that I give money for guns. And so what I was thinking was, because I want to erase the theory of the guns being recycled back into the street, if I can go into a meeting with the aldermen and the police officers that are going to be responsible for obtaining the guns and showing us what they're going to do with them, how they're going to dispose of these weapons. If they're agreed to do that meeting that I can publicize, then I'll do the gun buyback. But not if they're going to be recycled. Not if they don't agree to the meeting, then that means that there's something more to it. And I just don't want to part. When you're doing this work, you're going to be hit with a lot of different paths. There's going to be a lot of people trying to give you stuff. You just have to remain solid. And it can be discouraging a lot. It takes a certain type of person to do this work. So I do commend myself on that much. I do know that I'm different because I am able to bring people together, because I am able to be consistent with the work, and because I'm willing to do it for free. So that distinguishes me from a lot of people. So for that, I will accept that as a compliment. I try not to take credit for the work because it's not just me, it's a community of people.
So how can people get in contact with you, follow you, learn more about you? reach out if they want to help?
I do everything off my social media. My Facebook is Aleta Clark, ALETA CLARK, and my Instagram is Inglewood Barton. So, my page is open. Definitely follow me, shoot me a DM if you want to be involved in the movie. There's no sign up sheet. Just come out and get involved. That's it.